Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Content versus Technology, a day in the life of a CRM power user. My name is Mike Gulitz, and I'm the CEO and founder of MPC. I want to welcome you originators and team members to the call. It's my pleasure to have Jeremy Forcier on the call with us today. Jeremy Forcier is top producing originator in the loan business, works with First Cal Mortgage, and I've been able to call him a client, colleague, and friend for going on 3 years. So we want to thank Jeremy for joining us today. Jeremy, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. It sounds like you kind of switched off the audio. Sounds like you're a little detached right now in a cave, but yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna be on speakerphone so I can record it. The most important thing today is for everybody to be able to hear you, not me. So I'll only be asking you a few questions along the way. Just to frame this presentation, guys, here at MPC, we do CRM technology for the mortgage business. We build cloud computing applications. That's not what this call is about necessarily today. This is not a sales call. This is an open forum, and what we're going to do today is we're going to address one of the biggest questions that I get from my clients on a regular basis. What's more important, content or technology? Because when you start talking about CRM technology, you're talking about a combination of things that keep you organized, communication internally with your team and your clients, as well as the marketing that keeps you in touch of your leads, prospects, past clients, and partners and keeps those loans flowing. So we wanted to bring in one of the best known loan officers in the business, as well as personally who I think is one of the best CRM users that I've experienced as a client and as a friend over the years, Jeremy Forcier, because he does it all well. He does loans in a down market, and he seems to be able to take technology, recognize the way that you can integrate it into your business and take his business to the next level. And I've been able to witness this over about the last 3 years of being associated with Jeremy. So that's the purpose of this call. We're looking forward to a full hour of content, so buckle up and get ready to go. Jeremy, take it away.
You know, and how that goes and how that works is that they're really one and the same. Is that you absolutely need the best technology, okay? And you'll see how I use it. But you have to provide great content. So that's what the Mortgage Planner CRM does for me on a bunch of different fronts, is that you need both in your business today. And I see so many people struggling when really all they have to do is take action. And the technology portion makes it easier to take action with delivering great content and disseminating that into the marketplace. So I just so appreciate you, Mike. You know, Mike's a humble guy, everyone here on the call. He is a good friend of mine. We've become great friends over the last 4 years. But he is just a genius. And he has made my job so easy that I am forever indebted to you. So I appreciate you, Mike. Thanks for having me on the call.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Should we get started? The first question?
Yep, let's go.
Excellent. So I compiled a list of questions that I get on a regular basis, and this is sort of a consolidated list of those questions, but we're just going to get right into it, guys, because a lot of our clients ask us, okay, how do I get the biggest bang for my buck when I start with CRM? So we're just going to jump right into this. Jeremy, here's challenge number one. What are your biggest challenges today as a loan officer and team leader with regards to customer relationship management?
Well, I mean, it's a loaded question. So there are always going to be challenges, always. If there weren't challenges in life, nothing would be worthwhile. So there's absolutely always going to be challenges, especially in the market right now as a loan officer and a team leader. So before I go deep into it, my team. Okay, a lot of people want to know, how's his team? Does he have like 50 assistants, junior loan officers? My team is me, Jeremy Forcier, and an assistant, Danielle Kesterson. That's it. Okay? So when we talk about team leader, you could be a single loan officer. You are still a team leader. Okay? You are still in charge of the outcome of your performance, which is your team. All right? So being a team leader is really just being an industry leader, leading your clients. All right? Now, the biggest challenges that I see and that I hear, I made a couple bullet points here. Number one, in my opinion, is getting to the customer quickly. Okay? And I'm actually going to focus on the second bullet point before I answer the first one, is that before you can get to the customer quickly, you should probably know who your client is, okay, who your customers are. So for me personally, I think that all loan officers, we have two sets of clients, okay? We have two sets of clients. we have direct customer consumers, and we have referral partners. Okay, and if we were to go another sub-level beyond that, I would just put realtor in big, bold letters there. Okay, so for me personally, my number one client, okay, is the realtor. All right, the realtor. So I want to do anything that I possibly can to get them great information that I use through Mortgage Planner CRM, creating templates and all this good stuff. But I also want to make sure that I can always get to them quickly and efficiently, okay, and getting back to their customers quickly. All right, so I think that the biggest challenge today as a leader is making sure you can get back to them quickly. Now, a lot of people on the call right now might be going, yeah, Jeremy, but, I'm not always available, blah, 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 blah. I know. Listen, I am extremely busy. I time block. I'm disciplined with it. I'm not talking about jumping from fire to fire to fire. Okay, if you're time blocking hours for pre-approval calls, or time blocking for realtor calls, or you're time blocking in your MPC for whatever it may be, making loan analysis out to clients, what I'm saying is that if you get an email, okay, in between something you're doing with the referral, you call back that person immediately, and you are going to book an appointment and a task in your calendar to follow up. I didn't say that you're going to call them and you're going to talk to them for 20 minutes to disrupt your day. Okay, but speed, initial contact is absolutely critical in this marketplace because everyone else is slow and they do things at their own pace. Okay, so getting to the customer quickly is extremely important, but you have to know who your clients are. So if everyone has a pen and a piece of paper, you want to write down clients. The number one client that you are going to have is realtors, period. Okay, I'm going to talk about realtors later as well. It's realtors. If you're saying, no, it's not in my market, you're wrong, okay? And a lot of people tell me, and I used to be this guy too, by the way. 3 years ago, I'd be like, I hate working with realtors. Man, I just don't like it. Like they nag me all the time. They want me to work on Sundays. They want to do this. They want to do that. And then I started thinking about it, and I go, you know what? How is it humanly possible to hate a genre of professional that could be responsible anywhere from a low producer to $5,000 a year in commissions to me, to over $100,000 a year? How could I possibly hate? How could any of us say I hate realtors when they could be responsible for $8,000 a month in commissions to us every single month? Okay, so get really clear on that it's always going to be realtor as the number one client, and then consumer the secondary client. Pre-qualifying the client before you meet. Okay. This is so important. So I think right now a lot of people waste their time with people that just aren't qualified. And it's because we're scared to ask them the hard questions up front before we meet with them in person, and we don't have a process that we follow. So in my process personally right now, I do not meet with a person face-to-face ever until they have completed a loan application with me. Okay? And I send it all out through Mortgage Planner CRM, and I explain the process to them, okay? So it would go a little bit something like this, because I know sometimes people go, well, I want to understand how you actually do that. How do you get people to do a loan application, before you actually meet them and you don't really even have the relationship yet? It's because I put the end result, the benefit, in terms of them, not me. Because it's true. It benefits them more, too, to get it done up front. So here's what it would sound like, okay? It would sound something like this. Ring, 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 and Lori answers the phone. Hello, it's Lori. Hey, Lori, it's Jeremy Forcier from First Cal Mortgage. How you doing? Oh, I'm fine, Jeremy. How are you? I'm doing fantastic. You were referred to me by Mike Gulitz. He wanted me to give you a call in regards to getting pre-qualified for your home loan. And I got to tell you, first of all, Mike is awesome realtor. You always want to honor everyone, okay? Mike is awesome realtor. Couldn't be hooked up with a better person to help you out in this real estate transaction. So tell me, how can I help you? And then you shut up at that point. And they're going to tell you how they're going to help you. She might say, oh, yeah, well, we're first-time home buyers, and we're just trying to figure out, what we can afford. And we worked with someone before, but we didn't get into contract on anything. And you listen to them. And then you go, great. Well, here's exactly how my process is going to work, okay? What I need to do is just spend 20 minutes with you to conduct a preliminary interview, a.k.a. a loan application, where I can take down some really basic, boring information, but that's going to allow me to go ahead and construct some different loan scenarios and see exactly what's going to work best for you so that we can accomplish your goal of buying a home. Now, as soon as we do that, you're going to get a documentation needs list from my assistant, Danielle Kesterson, or you, if you're just a loan officer, of all the documents that we're going to need. And the third thing you're going to get is a spreadsheet from me with some different loan scenarios and loan numbers. I want you to take a look at it, call me or email me back with any questions, and we can set up an appointment at that time to review everything. Do you know what Mike, do you know what they say every time?
What do they say?
They say yes. Of course they're gonna do that. Because guess what? If they don't want to do that, gang, I'm not working with them. Because that is my process and that's how it works. Okay? But none of them, almost, 90% of them say yes to that scenario. Now, what that allows you to do, and how I'm tying this back into pre-qualifying the client before you meet, is that you need to run a credit report before you do anything, okay? There is a lot of jacked up credit out there, and we have to know what we're dealing with ahead of time. We have to pre-qualify these clients before you meet, and that's how you become relevant to realtors as well. I guarantee same-day pre-quals. Okay? Don't put people in your car unless you know that they're ready to go. So I'm going to move on from that. We'll get more into it later. Another bullet point that's very challenging right now is details, details, details. If I was in a room in front of all of you that are on the call right now, and we were in a live audience, and I asked all 100 of you, hey, everyone raise their hand if they're doing more paperwork than they were last year. Everyone raise their hand if they're doing more paperwork than they were 2 years ago. Every single one of you would have your hand raised. Okay, I'm raising my hand right now. And I got to tell you, I hate it. Okay, I hate the details. Why do I hate the details? I hate the details because it slows me down. I hate the details because I'm not very good at keeping track of stuff. And what is amazing to me is that the Mortgage Planner CRM, the MPC CRM, I've been using it for 4 years now, it does all that work for me as far as saving it goes. Okay, I can simply, by clicking a button, upload 104 PDFs that a borrower sent me, and I don't have to keep track of it and worry about where I put it. I can tell my processor, I can tell my assistant, hey, go into MPC, go into CRM under Mike Gulitz and click on attachments. All the stuff's in there that they sent me. So it helps you organize, and it helps me organize all the data that we need because we have to keep track of everything. So if we're trying to print stuff, keep it in a file, or even save it in on a shared drive on your computer, it just doesn't work the same, and you can't access it from wherever you are. The last thing is being top of mind, making sure that you're in front of your clients all the time, both realtor and consumer, via email, via HTML, via text, via phone call. You have to be in front of your clients on a daily basis.
That's a great segue into the next question, Jeremy. And I had a conversation yesterday with legendary coach Bill Hart over at Building Champions, who I know you know. And,
right.
And we talked about that. How many touch points through the year do loan officers use? How often do you stay in touch with your clients, and in what manner?
Sure. So first of all, I'm very hard on myself. And I don't think I do a great job of staying in front of them the same way I want to, but I happen to be like 1,000% better than most other people I talk to, which is scary. Okay, so I don't think that you can follow up enough with clients. I really don't. So when we talk about how often do we follow up with clients, let's talk about agents, okay?
Okay.
First of all, you have to have a qualified list of realtors. What does a qualified list look like? To me personally, a qualified list is a list of 30 agents, because that's how many we need to be working with. A qualified list is a list of 30 realtors, okay, that are doing, somewhere between, depending on your market and loan amounts, $2 million and $20 million a year in production, okay? For me, I try to go after people doing $8 million or more. I don't like to work with people under that. But $2 million to $8 million are pretty good agents. Anything over $10 million is a phenomenal agent to work with, okay? And I call them, that list, I call them every single Monday. Every single Monday. So I have that list in the CRM, It's just titled Realtor Top 30, okay? And you pull it up, and you call them every single Monday. And so how many times is that a year? It's a lot, right? 52 times. So I'm calling those people at least 52 times. Now, my best referral partners that I'm actually in an intimate business relationship with, Mike Boland, for example, my number one realtor, refers me 2 to 3 closed transactions every single month. Responsible for 31 closed transactions for me last year. Phenomenal agent, okay? The one that we all wish we had 15 of. I talk to him every single day. Every single day I talk to him, and I'm sending him stuff, and I'm doing stuff with him every single day. So it's impossible to follow up with those type of people enough, okay? For closed clients, so when I close a loan, I set up reminders for a 30, 60, and 90-day review call. Now, why would I do that? Well, most people just walk away after they close someone, and they don't ever talk to them again. They just literally, it's like that relationship is done, and they move on to the next thing. 30 days out, I call, hey, wanted to make sure you got moved in, okay, and if there's anything else I can do for you at this time. Done. And this is all automated in my CRM, in my MPC. I don't have to think about it. It just pops up as a task in front of me so that I know what to do. At the 60-day mark, checking in with them again. At the 90-day mark, I get to also check in with them, and I do a rate review with them. Because at the 90-day mark, if rates are lower and I can refinance them at no cost, well, guess what? I'm good. That's free money. And I'm doing a lot of that right now with the way the rates have dropped. I mean, it's unbelievable. So if you have these things automatically set up in your calendar and in your CRM, you don't have to think about what you're going to do that day. Your CRM is going to tell you what you have to do that day. Okay, annual reviews. I always do annual reviews with all clients as well on closed transactions. You can never not do that. You have to do that. I talked about with leads. I follow up as much as possible. I have leads in the CRM. They're classified as leads. And I can print a report on any given day. When I have an extra hour, I'm following up with leads. Okay? So important. We leave so much on the table. It's ridiculous. And I'm the most guilty out of anyone on the call, I guarantee. Because I'm generating so many leads right now that sometimes it's hard to follow up, and I let stuff slip through the cracks. So you need to be taking every extra second that you have in your day to follow up on the leads that you have gotten over the last 7 months. Okay? Print up all those sheets. If you don't have the sheets, I'll send you a lead tracker sheet. I'll send it to Mike, and he'll send it out to all of you. I use a really basic lead tracker sheet. I do a double entry because I use it in the MPC, which is the best way to do it. And then I also just handwrite them down because it makes me think about it more, okay? So make sure you're tracking it, having it in front of you, and calling them all the time. Month to date this month, I have generated 82 leads, okay? It is very hard to keep calling those people every single day as new leads come in and new transactions come in, okay? And we only lose deals when we don't call, when we don't email them, and when we don't pop by and say hi to them. That's the only time we lose deals is when it's our fault. Now, the technology piece solves the automation of following up with them, whether it's phone call, whether it's sending them an email, whether it's putting them on a campaign. It solves that for you and makes it a lot easier. And I already told you, some people I call daily. Yes, daily. So that's my personal philosophy, Mike, there on follow-up. I actually don't think that you can follow up enough. I used to, say, oh, it's a science, 8x8, 33 touch. I've actually thrown all of that out the door, and you just got to follow up with people as much as you can.
Can you go back one screen, Jeremy?
Oh, yeah. How do I do that? Shift?
The back arrow?
Tab?
Yeah, you can right-click on your mouse, or you can use the back arrow on your...
Oh, got it. Look at that. See? That's why you're my tech guy. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm seeing just on working contacts alone, you've got 30, 60, 90... and annual reviews. There's 4 reasons to talk to them right then. So
right.
You got 4 contacts. You've got
per year,
and that's personal contact. And then you've also got a number of emails that are going out post-close that are automated for you.
That is correct. I have yes, automated wise, I have 4 emails a year that are automated, and then once a month that I create content and send out to everyone in my database.
Which I get on a regular basis, and I really appreciate that. So that's 3 plus 4 plus 12. So already we're up to 17. Is that right?
That's correct. The automated 17.
Okay, brilliant. So right there, you've got 17 points of contact. And can you talk a little bit about, because we're talking about the technology and we're talking about the content, but we're talking about the what you're going to talk to them about. Can you specifically address what is in your mind when you make that call out? Is there something specific? Is there a message? Because we're talking content versus technology. Is there something in your message that you have in your mind that you want to talk to them about, except, of course, for the annual equity review?
So like the 30, 60, 90?
Yep.
Yeah, sure. So can we role play real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So, Mike, I just closed your home loan 30 days ago, okay?
Okay, great.
So ring, 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 answer the phone.
This is Mike.
Mike, this is Jeremy Forcier from First Cal Mortgage. How are you?
Hey, buddy. How you doing today?
You know what, man? I'm doing great. Hey, I just wanted to call you real quick, check in with you in 2 minutes, and see, are you moved into your house yet? It's been 30 days since we closed. I know you had a little bit of work you wanted to do on the house, and it's always a bear moving into the house. Are you guys all settled, and how's it going?
We are. We got a few boxes that are still in the spare bedrooms and stuff, but it's just now starting to feel like home. It's been great, man.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, hey, if you need any help unloading the rest of those boxes, I'll tell you what, I'm happy to come over there, bring a pizza, me, you, and Juliana. We can get them unpacked. If not, that's no big deal either. I just want to check in with you and see how everything was going.
Everything's great, man. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Hey, I'm looking to work with more people just like you. I had such a great experience with you, and I was wondering who you know, either friends, family, or someone you work with that may be interested in buying a house that would love the same experience that I could give a call today.
You know that I can do that. Also, we're doing a housewarming party next weekend. I don't know if you and your wife can come over, but I'm going to have all our friends and family are going to be joining us. There'll be about 40 people here, and I've invited the immediate neighbors, so that might be a great way to make introductions for you as well.
Oh, I would love to do it, and I'll make a deal with you. I'll cater it. All food, beer, and wine on me. How does that sound?
Outstanding. I'll email you 2 or 3 people that I already have in mind for you today.
Okay, that sounds great, man. If I don't hear from you, I'll call you back tomorrow, okay?
Okay, thanks, Jeremy.
All right, Mike, bye.
Okay, awesome.
And Mike, that is how it goes.
Okay.
Okay, so here are some possible outcomes that will happen from that. I use that script every single time. Okay, number one, you might get invited to a housewarming party. That is a fact. Okay, it's just the truth. It's awesome. And if you do, offer to participate in it. You don't have to cater the whole thing, like I said. I do, because I have this great Mexican place that will do, fajita trays for me with rice, beans, chips, guacamole, all that stuff for like $250, and it will feed like 50 people. Okay, so offer to participate in it if you get invited to that. Number two would be they might have a referral for you. If you ask someone that I can call today, they will either A, think of someone and give you a name and number, B, think of someone and say, yeah, let me check with them and see if they still want to purchase or if they're still looking. And if they do that, say, hey, that's great. Do you think they would be offended if I gave them a call? Try to extract that out more. Okay. If they say, well, let me check with them and I'll see if that's okay, go, great. Well, and you heard what I said to Mike, hey, I'll follow up with you tomorrow if I don't hear back from you.
Perfect.
And then you set a task for yourself in Mortgage Planner CRM, which we're going to get into later. I'm going to show you how to do that, to call tomorrow so you don't drop the ball ever.
Awesome.
Okay, so can we do a 90-day review real quick, Mike?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here's what the 90-day review sounds like. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello, this is Mike.
Mike, Jeremy Forcier from First Cal Mortgage. How you doing today, buddy?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Everything's good. Life's really good. Just business is fun. And I was just calling to check in with you. It's your 90-day review from when you bought your house. And I was looking at interest rates, and I've noticed that I could save you 0.25% in your interest rate today, and it wouldn't cost you a dime. We would pay all closing costs. You're just going to save money on a monthly basis. And I was wondering if you'd be interested in taking a look at that.
Yeah, what would I have to do?
Literally, you don't have to do anything. If you're interested in saving some money, what I'm going to do is copy your old loan file. I'm going to send you out some different loan numbers for you to take a look at, and then get back to me with which choice you think is going to make the most sense for you, or with any questions, and we'll just get the loan process started again.
Sounds great. Hey, I want to thank you, man. Everybody's still talking about that the food you brought over for the housewarming. It was amazing.
Hey, no problem. I only take care of my VIP clients, and you are definitely in that category.
Well, we appreciate it, bro.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that spreadsheet for you. I'm going to set up a new file. You're going to save money for free. Always make sense to save money for free. If you have any questions about it, let me know. And if you know anyone else who would like that same service, I'm happy to help them as well.
Outstanding. Thanks, Jeremy.
All right, Mike. I'll talk to you later and get that email out to you in the next 10 minutes.
Sounds great. Thanks a lot.
Bye. That's it.
Okay.
I mean, it's simple, right? It's just that we're not doing it. It's simple, and we're not doing it, and we don't. Most of us don't have a system and the technology to tell us what to do. Okay, we're all salespeople. We are forgetful. We are ADD. We are fast on the run. We like shiny objects. I'm trying to learn how to golf because I golfed with Mike, and it was a terrible experience. And I want to do that stuff. I need something to keep me on track. Okay, and that's what the CRM does. Now, the content piece is the dialogue that we just had, Mike.
Okay.
Okay, that's the content piece.
Well, I like it because you're calling and you have purpose. You've got something on mind, and you're addressing it throughout the call. I know so many people that call up, leave voicemails that have no value, and it's just I think it's next to a biggest waste of time.
It is. If you are calling without a predetermined outcome, see, I have a predetermined outcome with everything I do. Okay, Mike, you were either going to say, well, let's just say that your rate was great and I couldn't save you money. Okay, the call would go like this. Hey, Mike, it's Jeremy Forcier, yada, yada, yada. Hey, I just want to call 90 days, just check in. I'm sure you're absolutely moved in now. How does it feel? You're like, oh, it feels great. Cool. Hey, I also always might want to make sure that I'm reviewing your mortgage to make sure you have the best deal. And I got to tell you, interest rates are 0.5% higher than when you bought. You have a fantastic loan. If anything changes in the future, I'll reach out to you and let you know if I can save you some money for free. How does that sound?
Sounds great. That's outstanding.
You see, it's simple. It's just changing because I know we all get so focused. There's probably a lot of people on the call on the webinar here right now that are going, well, what if I can't save them money, right? Well, it's not about that. It's about connecting and making that person feel special and that you are taking care of them forever.
That's right. Brilliant.
Right.
It's absolutely brilliant, Jeremy. Should we go to the next question?
Next one. Okay.
All right. So we've already only covered 2 questions out of 9, and we've already covered half an hour, so we're probably going to have to cruise a little bit here.
That's cool. No problem.
All right. How do you manage service requests via phone and email? All of us deal with this when you get those kind of questions, that are coming in via phone and email. Take us through your from the point of request to how it turns into an action item or task or to-do list item.
Okay, so I'm actually going to bring up my email here, okay?
Okay.
So I go to 0 emails or as close to. I usually go to about 4 to 10 at the end of the day. And I currently have 106 already today.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah,
okay. So Alan Ginsberg, let's just look at this one. All right. This is outstanding conditions for funding, and I need to make sure this gets taken care of today, okay? So I'm going to click this little add email button. This is a request, okay, that there's outstanding funding conditions. Well, I personally don't do funding conditions, so I'm going to click on the add email button, okay? And I'm actually going to assign this to Danielle, who is my assistant, okay? And I'm going to click this add to Salesforce button. And what that does is that in the Mortgage Planner CRM, I got to pull it over so you can see it because I have 2 screens here. Okay, this is what it looks like, okay? It just added it to Danielle's account, okay? And as the subject of what it is, I'm going to create a follow-up task. So the follow-up task is going to be, not for me, it's going to be for her. And I type in her name, okay? I click on it. And it's due today. She's going to get an email update right now. And I'm just going to leave that there and say, please follow up on funding must happen today. And I hit save. What just happened right there is that I got a request, okay? You saw that there's some funding conditions. I don't even know what they are. So if you do them yourself, you would probably open it and look at it, okay? I don't do it. So I clicked on add email. It goes into my Mortgage Planner CRM system, and I clicked a new task. And it created a task for my assistant to do something. And she's going to get an email right now. okay, with all that information I typed in. So that's how I deal with requests. Corporately or internally, I call it actually doing the work. And then let's look at another one here. Let's just say, let's come down here and try to find like someone who wants an appointment. Okay, Dave Raffy, this guy. Okay, cool. So he says he can't meet with me. He has commitments to 4 p.m. Sorry, pal. What about next week? So I'm going to click on, so this guy wants to meet with me for an appointment. I'm going to click on add email. Okay. I don't know why he probably has a different, yeah, it's under a different one. So I add it here. It goes in, it adds it to the person's account. You can see their name right here. And I'm going to create a follow-up task. Okay. I would normally set this up for Danielle, but I'm going to set it up for me just so you guys can see what it looks like. And I'm going to put in here, call for appointment next week. And due date is going to be today. Call for loan app. I hit save, and that's going to shoot me an email immediately. Okay, you will see. Oh, look at Danielle already check this out. This is kind of cool. You guys can see this live. Look at can't fund until tomorrow due to rescission update. And I already knew that, but I was just showing you guys how it works. Look at, she got the below right here. You see this?
Yeah.
She got it, and she already responded to it. That's how instant it is, and that's the power of the technology in requiring tasks. So when anyone asks me for anything via email, that's the system that I follow. I put it into the MPC with a follow-up task. Okay. Now, if I received a phone call from someone, okay, I personally don't believe in doing like a loan app. Like, let's say, Mike, if you just call me, let's role play again real quick. So you call me, incoming call, okay?
Okay.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello, this is Jeremy Forcier, First Cal Mortgage.
Hi, Jeremy. This is Mike Gulitz. You did a purchase loan for us a while back, and I was curious about interest rates today.
Oh, hey, Mike. I'm doing great. How are you guys?
I'm awesome.
Cool, man. So you're looking at possibly doing a refi here, and you're interested in getting some rate quotes?
Well, I saw that the rates are down, and I just wanted to see if maybe there's a way we can improve our situation.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'm actually going to be in an appointment in like 3 seconds. I have someone waiting for me right now. Here's what I'm going to do. Let me go ahead and pull up your file as soon as I'm out of that. And then when is a good time for us to chat, either later today or at some point tomorrow? I'm looking at my calendar right now, and it looks like I have some time here, right around 12 p.m., so in an hour and a half. Would that work for you?
Yeah, actually, that will work. I'll be at lunch.
Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and just put you down here at 12 o'clock. I'm going to call you with some information, and then we can go through it, see if something makes sense, and if we can save you some money. It sounds like it'll be a good thing.
Sounds good.
All right, great. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Jeremy.
So, Mike, you see what I did there, and everyone on the call, is that as I was talking to him, I was in my calendar, and I was trying to make an appointment. I don't believe in just fielding phone calls and being an order taker. Yep. That's not professional, and it's a bad use of your time. And it's impossible to time block and be efficient if you run your business that way. So whenever anyone calls into me, I always try to answer the phone because, once again, it's that whole getting to people quickly, right?
Yes.
Just like I talked about with this, it's the hardest part of the business right now. So I'm always available in the sense that I'll answer my phone 100% of the time if I can. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to have a 20-minute conversation with Mike and I'm going to research rates with him on the phone and all of that. It just acknowledges that, Mike, that I'm a pro, I'm busy, I got things going on, but I want to take care of them, and I answered my phone, right? If I didn't answer my phone, the risk that I could have run was him going somewhere else and looking. So getting back to the person very quickly and then bringing up your calendar just like I did and actually scheduling the appointment, okay? I only do what is in my calendar here, what you're looking at right now, okay? And I brought up, and then if I want to go in and find all the information about Mike, I just type in Mike, and, I can go here, and I have all his information from his previous refinance, purchase, whatever it is actually all in here, okay, in these different tabs. So that's how I personally, Mike, to answer the original question, that's how I manage requests via phone and email. It all has to go into a process, and my process just happens to be using the Mortgage Planner CRM task feature and add feature for emails.
Well, it's outstanding. And I like to say at this point that the two things that you just showed us in combination with the follow-up marketing in the system are the three fundamental things of CRM. If you can master your tasks, if you can manage your calendar effectively, and you can manage your follow-up in an automated fashion, that's 90% of what you need to be able to do with CRM. Everything else are just feature-rich bells and whistles that you can learn over a period of time. So that's outstanding, Jeremy.
Cool. Very cool.
Okay, next question. And I think you kind of covered this a little bit, so maybe we can go through this quickly or skip over it. Maybe just cover the second part of it. You just showed us how you assign or track team tasks. Maybe you can go into a little more depth on tracking team tasks and how important that accountability is for the growth of your mortgage business.
Absolutely. So let's take a look here. Okay, so Mike, can you see this, tasks and appointments?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so this is under this little reports tab right here. Okay, so when you click on reports, you can, down at the bottom, there's just a report that's already done for us all in there that has this, that says show all open tasks. Okay, so I'm looking right now at all open tasks. And if I want to look at mine, I could look at myself, but I put in Danielle, okay, who's my assistant. So as far as me leading someone, now you can do this for a processor. You can have a processor on the CRM. You can have a loan officer assistant on the CRM. I have both. Or, you can have just yourself. So right now, you see all these tasks? These are all open. And you see where it says status right here, not started? What's today's date, Mike?
Well, I believe it's the 17th to the 18th, isn't it?
It's the 18th. So guess what? These two things, why the heck didn't they get done yesterday?
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
And I'm not kidding you. I know it sounds elementary and it sounds so simple. It is. Okay? By simply tasking it out, I can pull up, this is the first report that I pull up when I come into the office every morning. Okay?
Well, I think it's brilliant you're doing that. I mean, you can't imagine how many people I talk to on a day-to-day basis that literally don't know when something goes past due on their team.
Right. Oh, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, and hey, and my team's not perfect. We make lots of mistakes too. But this at least allows me to address them. So, like yesterday, she had, like 13 overdue tasks.
Okay.
And I printed up and went, hey, I hadn't looked at it in 3 days. I said, hey, we got to talk about this, okay? Right? Because I wasn't following my own system. I wasn't looking at it every day like I usually do. And I sat down with her. We went through it. It turned out she did do a bunch of them, but she didn't, click that she did it. But getting them into the system of knowing that you have to check, that's your check mark off, is the best way to communicate with anyone internally. And then when she didn't do something, because we had an issue a week ago where she'd had 35 tasks that she didn't do for 4 days because she was so overwhelmed because I brought in 31 loans in 10 days.
Right.
And she was just freaking buried, right?
Yep.
And I'm kind of overwhelmed and buried too, but as a leader, it was my job then, rather than to pound her at that point, I went to her and said, look, you're doing a great job. I can see that you are absolutely overwhelmed and we're not getting it done. And it's not your fault. It's just where we're at right now. So I'm going to take these 35 tasks back and I'm going to knock them all out for you, okay?
Outstanding.
And so the reason why I share that with you is that sometimes it's hard to correct things in our process when we just don't know what the problem is. This exposes everything for you as the loan officer. Everything.
We call that the 360-degree view of what's happening in your business.
Yes. So what did I do? Oh, yes, I stayed up till 4 a.m. one night last week, and I knocked out every single task for her because her task ultimately is whose task? Mine.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So is that cool, Mike? I'm showing you how the task feature. I mean, I think that's actually the most important report out of all the reporting that MPC does.
I couldn't agree with you more. Tasks are it's the most important thing you can do in all of CRM.
Very cool.
Outstanding.
All right. I'm going to get back in here. Okay, so we talked about that. How important is accountability for the growth and health of your business? It's everything, okay? It's everything. I have one assistant right now. I need another one desperately. We do not have enough manpower to, I keep saying we don't, but we keep putting out numbers. But we really don't. It's not sustainable, okay? And that's how important the accountability is, and you need to be able to have the 360-degree view of what Mike just said, to be able to see everything of where do we drop the ball. Like every time we go over 15 loans a month, we are breaking down.
Right.
Okay, complete with just her and I. So I believe the model is 6 loans to one person, not including a processor.
And how much easier is it for you to bring on a new person when you have a system that's this tight that you can teach them?
Oh, it's great. Between my job description checklist and this system, the next person I'm going to bring on probably is just going to be an admin assistant that's going to take over all of the marketing, all of the input of the database, because where we're fouling up right now is that we're not keeping our databases up as tight as we used to because we're so busy doing loans and the paperwork and stuff. So it's simple. It's so much easier to bring on and have someone not have anxiety and know that, hey, for the first week, you're going to get trained on how to use the CRM because that's how we run our whole business.
There you go. Brilliant,
Yep.
Jeremy.
So
That's great
absolutely
stuff.
important.
Outstanding. Okay, time management. You can't talk about CRM, you can't talk about technology without talking about time management. When you're talking about the automation that CRM gives you, automation by definition is using technology to replace human resources to complete tasks. So once again, we're back to tasks. We're talking about time management. How do you manage your daily activities, that massive to-do list that I know you have? Can you walk us through a typical day of one of, basically your top producing days?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, once again, I'm gonna exit out of here. I'm just gonna bring up my calendar. Okay, it's the best way to do it. So let's just go into home, and then let's go into calendar. Is that you have to, you absolutely have to time block. Okay. So here is my calendar for this week. Okay, you can see that there is a whole lot of appointments on there. If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist. If it's not on my task list, it doesn't exist. So you can see here on Sunday, I had 1, 2, 3, 4 appointments back to back to back to back for loan applications. Okay? Now, I usually don't do that on a Sunday, but it's just busy right now. Now, on Mondays, you can see I had an appointment at 8:30 a.m. At 9:30 a.m., I had a loan application. And then you can see this little circle thing, realtor calls office from 10 to 12. I have time blocked every single Monday, non-negotiable. I'm calling those list of 30 realtors that I told you about earlier. Non-negotiable. You have to do it. And Mike, I learned that from you because I was always like, time block, whatever. I don't believe in it. Guess what? I was wrong for 3 years. You have to time block. Otherwise, you're just going to be a psychotic person because you're never going to be able to consistently pump out the actions that you need to do, whether it's task management or, which I'm still struggling with, Mike, I'm working on it, or appointments. I'm an appointment booking freak. I would rather book appointments for 12 hours a day than to take 2 hours a day to go through email and do actual work that needs to be done.
Sure.
Okay, but I've gotten a lot better at that by utilizing this. So I just created a recurring event here, okay, that every single Monday from 10 to 12, I'm calling those realtors. So as far as time management goes, I have themed days. So Mondays from 10 to 12, I'm calling realtors, okay? That's all lead gen time only, okay? Everything else is appointments, which is lead gen too, for applications, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, Tuesday. You can see here at 8 a.m. on Tuesday, I booked doing some spreadsheets for 3 different people that I needed to get to. Okay, it's in my calendar. I will do it. Okay, every single Tuesday from 8:30 to noon, what does that say? Pipeline report status update. Every single Tuesday, I call the buying agent, the selling agent, the listing agent, the buying agent, the consumer for a purchase, and my consumers for refis with a full update of every single thing that's going on in their loan. So, that can be over 100 calls in one day. All right? But I wouldn't do that unless it was on my calendar. Okay, I used to say I was going to do it, but I didn't. So having theme days, so I call realtors on Mondays. Tuesdays, I do pipeline report status updates to buying, selling, and client. Wednesdays is my free day where I just try to book as many appointments as I possibly can. Okay, Thursdays, I call all pre-approval. So I'm doing an MPC webinar right now. It's going into my pre-approval time. So as you can see down here, I have calls booked out because I need to still make time to do this. And the only way that we ever can keep track of all this stuff is if we visually see it. Okay, so every Thursday I call every single pre-approval that I have. I don't care if they've been pre-approved for 10 months or if they've been pre-approved for 2 months. I try to reach out to them and make a phone call. Am I perfect? No way. But it's in there, and I'm at least doing some of that activity every single week. And then on Friday, it's another free day for me to do tasks, meet with people, et cetera, et cetera.
I hope you guys are seeing a trend here, Jeremy. And we've talked about this in depth. You and I, if we were polled by 100 people and asked the same question, what's the single most important technology that we have today? What would you say?
I don't know, a calendar and a telephone.
Phone.
Yeah.
The phone. You can't get away from
calendar
the phone,
and a telephone.
Guys.
I mean, if you calendar, basically a list of people to call, which is the MPC, and your telephone.
That's what makes you all the money. Everything else, it's great to have. It saves you time, but automatic. You know, this whole thing, what I see on your calendar, are places for you to get on the phone.
Correct.
Brilliant.
Yes, absolutely correct. So I know it's not the sexiest thing, but it is what makes us the most money. So time management, absolutely critical. That's how I manage my daily activities. If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist.
And I can tell you guys, working in medical, working in technology startups and the mortgage business and doing what I do today with CRM, that's exactly the same way that I work as a top producer in my field. It's calendar, it's phone, it's making sure that you've got plenty of time to spend with both.
Yeah, so this was just something I put in Greatness Tracker. I talked about theming my days. I just use a form called the Greatness Tracker that I fill out every single day with every single person's name that I called, who I met with, and what the result was. Bro. So happy to send that out to you as well, Mike, if everybody wants a copy of it.
Yeah, when we get to the end of the call, we're going to have a call to action. You guys can email me, and we'll get you some of this information in your hands. Jeremy, so we're getting really into the guts of this. When we're talking about marketing, and we had Roberto Monaco, probably one of the most prolific producers of video content for the web. We've got Steve Harney, who may be the most sought-after speaker and author in the real estate business, coming with us next month to finish out the summer series. Let's talk about content. Do you think it's better to create original content, the Jeremy Forcier content, or is it better to outsource it to a third party?
I think that it's absolutely best, not even better. The best way to do it is to create your own content, okay, 100% of the time. Now, what's better, if you can't do that, okay, the second best thing, so first of all, I don't think outsourcing to a third party is ever really the best idea, okay, because that's what everyone else does. If you want to differentiate yourself, you got to do something yourself. You got to put a little bit of work in. So I don't have time every single week to completely create my own content, but what I do is I go find things that I really like, okay, like a blog post on keeping current matters, or an article that Mike Gulitz wrote, or just a cool whatever blog post from somewhere, or a open house flyer that was really neat, and I will use that content and give them credit for it in creating templates in Mortgage Planner CRM that go out to every single one of my realtors every single Friday. So every single Friday I am sending out content that I personally create, whether it's me writing it or whether it's me finding something really cool on the web and giving them credit within the marketing program with a link to it. I am creating that every single Friday. And I don't know how you feel about it, Mike, but I personally think that is the most powerful way to do anything, because you are being seen not only as an expert, but as someone that is actually active and participating in getting good information.
I think it's brilliant. I mean, the whole key to being successful with your marketing is create original content, have a distribution list, and have a way to send it and track it.
So let me give you an example of one, okay? So here's one that I made last week, okay?
Yep. I got this.
That I sent out. So, no. And send test. I'm just going to send it so you can actually see what it looks like when you email it to someone. So I created this last Friday because I came to the conclusion that everyone right now is so focused on refis. I mean, I brought in a whole bunch of refis over the last 2 weeks as well, but I am committed to purchase business. And I want all of my referral partners to know that I am absolutely committed to that purchase business. So here is what I sent out. I don't know why some of the things didn't come through for some reason, but that's okay. But I sent this out last week, and it says, while everyone else is busy doing refis, I'm doing purchases. This went out to 216 realtors that are in my database. Okay? Now, am I working with all 200 of them? No. But those are the 200 that are receiving data every single week that have not opted out. Okay? They can opt out if they don't want to receive emails from me. It happens. Okay? But what you want to do is go deep with the few, really wide with the many, and make sure you're giving them great information. So I sent this out that I'm 100% committed to your purchase business, 25 days to close when your purchase is competitive rates and fair fees. Contact me today. I got 3 purchases that weekend. 3. One of them from someone I've never even done a transaction with before. And it's simply because I sent this out. Very, very, very simple.
You know what I like about this piece, Jeremy, is that it looks authentic, because it is. But it also, it demonstrates when you send these to me every Friday, it doesn't just tell me that you're still around, it tells me that you're thriving.
Right. And so and thank you for saying that, Mike. It has to be consistent. Okay? They expect to get something from me every single week. So, let's just look at another one real quick, just so you can really get an idea here of what are some of the other ones, what they look like. All right. So, what am I doing here? I got to go back. Let's just go back in here. So let's go to email template. Okay. And here is another one that I created. So let's go into Jeremy. Okay. Webinar series, happy hour. Okay, cool. So, boom. Take a look at it. I don't know why the HTML feature is not working for some reason, but let's look at a different one. Okay, here we go. This is one where I actually took data from somewhere else, okay, that I found, and I put it in. I got huge response from this.
Third-party content works, right?
Third-party content works. I copied and pasted this, okay, and I titled it 5 quick tips to make August great. This is for realtors. 1, price it right from the start. 2, window of opportunity. Look at it. It links into everything where it came from. Yep. Okay, and at the bottom, I put information courtesy of keepingcurrentmatters.com. And then I put, don't forget, call me this weekend as I am working if you are working. That's my tagline that I use, and I use it when I send out every single thing so it's consistent. So that I gave you 2 examples there. 1, I created content, and 2, just one that I swiped and adapted and put where it came from, gave them credit for it, and used a third-party content.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's awesome.
All right, number 7.
Okay, so let's talk about presentation. We're getting a little bit into Roberto Monaco coaching that you and I both are big fans of. What are the key elements to an effective message delivery?
Cool. Key elements, first of all, is back to the very first slide that I did. Excuse me. You have to know who your audience is, right, Mike?
That's right.
You have to know who that is first. Before you can figure out what any key elements are, you need to know who your audience is. Like the 2 things that I just showed you guys as far as the templates that I've made and the content, did I know who my audience was? Yes. My audience was realtors. So did you see me talk about loan programs or anything like that?
No.
No. I talked about ways that they can get paid faster. Okay? Things that are going to impact their business. What's in it for them? How is it relevant to that person? Okay, so that is first and foremost the most important part of giving an effective presentation. Now, as far as delivering the information, okay, always great to use stories. Always. Great to use stories in any information that you're giving out. You have to have a good intro, pre-frame. This is why we're sending it out to you. Okay, so like for instance, my pre-frame in an email. I'm not talking about face-to-face presentation or phone, but in an email, my pre-frame. What do you think it is, Mike?
For a realtor?
Or just for anyone. If I'm sending you an email, what's my pre-frame?
The reason I'm contacting you today is?
It's the subject line of your email, right?
Yep.
So many of us have weak subject lines.
Or the same subject line over and over again.
Right. So the key to pre-framing an email, because I had someone challenge me on this like a week ago. They were like, well, I don't understand. You're talking about presentation and email and in person. How do you pre-frame an email? And my answer was a great subject line that's going to get them to open it, right?
That's right.
That's how you're pre-framing it. So you saw that the subject line in my email was, one of them was, while everyone's doing refis, ...
That's right.
That's going to interest someone.
Yep. There's another side note there, Jeremy, that I just want to point in. It's a technology thing, because we're talking content versus technology. Another really good reason to have a great subject line is within the CRM, that's a searchable item. So if you were to type in that subject line,
point.
You bring up a whole list of people that got it.
Great point. Great point. So absolutely correct. Yeah, it allows you to track things, okay, and see who opened it, who viewed it as well. So subject line is pre-frame it. It's what it's going to be about. It's your get them interested. Stories are always great if you can. I call it evidence of success. If you can ever share a successful outcome with a transaction or something that positive happened, great way to disseminate content through technology. But so you want to make sure you pre-frame it. Stories are great to use. The content has to be relevant to them and how it's going to benefit the person that's reading it. And then you have to have a close. Like what's my close? My close in my email campaigns, okay, is don't forget, I'm working if you're working. That's my close. That's my call to action. Okay?
Yep, love it.
So those are the key elements in delivering an effective message. Know your audience, have a great subject line. That's your pre-frame. Feel free to share a story and evidence of success. People always want to read about success. Have information that's relevant to them, and then make sure you have a call to action or a close.
Thank you, Jeremy. Let's go on to the last question. Now we're getting more into my wheelhouse, but how important is contact management or a specific CRM with regards to all of this content?
It's the most important. I don't even know. You can have the best content. You can have, a list of people in Outlook. You can have all that stuff, but if you don't have a true tool that can organize it for you without you thinking about it, automate your follow-up, tell you what to do, and store all the communication pieces and documents of the people that you're talking with, you're going to lose. And Mortgage Planner CRM does all of that for you. It does it for me in my business every single day. Had a client yesterday call me and say, hey, I don't understand. Danielle's asking me for stuff that I already sent you personally. So what I do, email Danielle, hey, Danielle, I hate getting documents, but I did it for you because we were really busy. It's all saved in the CRM under Eve Howard. Please go look there. And it's all there. So it's unbelievably important in regards to all of this content. If you don't have a vehicle to deliver it, or you don't have a vehicle to store it, or you don't have a vehicle to hold your team accountable or yourself accountable, which is most important, you got to look in the mirror every day, okay? It's useless to be in business, in my opinion. So it's absolutely critical to have something that can do all those things for you that will make you more money.
Excellent. I think this is the last question coming up, Jeremy.
Okay.
You're doing great on time. You're right at the 11 o'clock mark. Let's just finish this up with leveraging your current technology. What is the best way that you have found with all the things you've tried? Because I know you've seen everything out there. What is the best way to automate your follow-up with your leads, prospects, past clients, and partners?
Best way for me to automate my follow-up is you can create a campaign. A campaign is something that you can create that's very, very simple within MPC that will send out a series of emails like in any given week. So like if you get a new lead, you can set up a lead campaign that's already made for you, by the way, from Mortgage Planner CRM, where they're going to get 12 weeks, once a week, an email of relative content branded with your information. That's one way. It's unbelievably simple to do. Like I said, I already automate mine through daily tasks. I never complete a task without assigning a new task. Okay?
Brilliant, brilliant. I say that again.
I never complete a task without assigning a new task.
You guys should write that down. That's one of the biggest nuggets that a top sales professional always knows. Never complete a communication without setting up the next step.
And the reason being is because the sales process is perpetual if you want it to be.
That's right.
You don't have to just close a transaction and move away, or your 90-day review comes up and you're like, oh, couldn't refi them, so I'm just not going to follow up with them until next year.
Jeremy, you know how many
times
do
you do that?
Do you know how many times I called you before you and I had our first conversation?
Like 48.
9 months, 48 contacts.
Yeah.
And now I can track 8 generations of leads back to our relationship.
Right.
How cool is that?
So don't ever complete a task without assigning another one.
That's right.
Okay?
All right. So we've come to the top of our hour. I know you guys have got a lot of questions. We've recorded this session for you. The sponsor of this general session, I want to thank Jeremy Forcier for spending time with us. His time is extremely valuable, guys. We get a chance to visit with Jeremy about twice a year on these types of calls due to the nature of our relationship, and we can't thank him enough as a member of our advisory board, as a client, as a friend and partner. And I just want to thank him once again for sharing that time. If you would like to find out more about CRM, specifically Mortgage Planner CRM, the system that Jeremy uses, you can contact us by going to our website, www.mortgageplannercrm.com, or you can call us directly at 888-771-7672. And if you would like to receive a recorded version of this, email us at sales@mortgageplannercrm.com. And one other thing that I want to plug today, Jeremy and I are participating in an event this October in the desert with Todd Duncan and the Duncan Group called Sales Mastery. And we'll be out there. Jeremy will be speaking. Mortgage Planner CRM and MPC are one of the sponsors of the event. And we have special discounted pricing for top originators. If you guys would like to find out about that special pricing, it's even cheaper than if you go directly to the website. Just contact us at sales@mortgageplannercrm.com. Love to see you in the desert. We're happy to see that Todd and the gang are back and in full form, and they're going to have some of the best speaker lineups that I've seen in a very long time, including Mr. Jeremy Forcier, who spent this time with us on the call. Jeremy, would you like to say anything before we let you go?
All I want to say to everyone on the call is that if you're a current Mortgage Planner CRM user, fantastic. Just use it more, okay? Don't be the person that has the pot of gold and doesn't use it. Don't be, we've all seen that guy that has the gold gym card on his keychain, the big, huge gold one, and he walks around with it, but he's all fat and jiggly. Don't be that guy, okay? You have the tools, use them. If you don't have them, get them. Do a trial with Mike. He'll give you all the ins and outs. He'll give you a free 14-day trial, I believe, and then sign up for it. It will change the way that you conduct your business.
Yeah, we normally do a 7-day trial, but since Jeremy threw it out there, we'll make it the Jeremy special. And if you register at Mortgage Planner CRM, just mention Jeremy's name in this webinar, and we'll actually double the time on the trial. Most of our clients make up their mind within a few days, but we're happy to extend that as a courtesy to Jeremy. And we want to thank all of you for taking time out once again. We have recorded this. You will be getting a link to watch the recording, because I lost count at about 40 golden nuggets that Jeremy shared with us today, and I know you may want to review this content again. So thank you to everybody, especially thank you to our friend Jeremy Forcier for his generous time today, and we look forward to meeting each of you at the desert and online mortgageplannercrm.com. Have a great day.
Take care.